Hi, my name is Joe Albrecht, Managing Partner and CEO of Xngage.
And I'm Charbel Abushaya, Managing Partner and Chief Digital Officer at Xngage. Joe and I were recently at an industry event, and we heard the speaker saying a myth that we've heard many times before, that B2B e-commerce is not as mature and innovative as B2C.
That's right, Charbel. We hear it often, and we obviously disagree with that. B2B is so complex and actually necessitates innovation. It provides the need for doing things that you would not find in B2C websites.
Exactly, so that's the topic for today's video, and hopefully we'll put this myth to rest. So here's what we hear all the time, and I'd like Joe to take these three statements and look at them one by one. First, it says that B2B should adopt a B2C-like e-commerce experience. What does that mean?
That's a great question, Charbel. I really don't know what it means. And I should know because it has been propagated for like the last 10 years. So let's unpack it. What does it mean when we say B2C-like, right? It could refer to the branding. It could refer to the fact that we need more flashy websites, better looking websites. Or it could refer to the functionality that customers can buy online. Well, I guess that would be assumed in a B2B website that there is, of course, an order. That's, of course, a shared commonality. And it's actually the only commonality, I would say, between a B2B and a B2C e-commerce website is that there is a transaction. There is an order placed at the end of the day. But everything else is quite different, more complex, right? And it certainly doesn't refer to the ability to sit at home in your sofa and place an order at your leisure. That's nonsense. In B2B, we are here to provide an easy way for people to conduct business and replenish their own inventories.
Exactly. So the second statement, that B2B organizations are laggards. How are they laggards?
Yes, this was a notion specifically prior to COVID, that B2B organizations are slow to adopt e-commerce, are slow to getting into e-commerce maybe. I would say that might be true for certain companies, and there might be very good business reasons, right? Because customers were not even interested in it. But then on the other hand, we have clients, they were in e-commerce since over 20 years. They have had websites that were functioning as an e-commerce ordering platform, but they were no longer sufficient. And those companies actually re-platformed over 10 years ago. So I would suggest that this notion is certainly dead since COVID, but I never really believed it. I think B2B organizations are actually more innovative. When they are doing digital, they have to be more innovative. They will be immediately forced to think way beyond anyone who sells a single product into consumers. Because there's a single price, that's all that's there. You have an item, you upload it into Shopify, and you start selling tomorrow. Easy breezy. In B2B, you have to integrate with your back office. Your ERP is the heart of the operations. You have to solve for product data challenges. You have complex products. You have customer pricing. You have product restrictions, customer catalogs. Everyone talked about personalization. In B2B, that's all about segmentation and doing it all the way through to the e-commerce experience on the build to and ship to level as a context for any transaction that would ever happen. So in my opinion, B2B leaders aren't laggards, they're actually trailblazers.
So obviously B2B has much more complexity than B2C.
Right.
So the last statement here that makes me smile when I hear it, and it says that B2B is all about pricing and inventory. So what's my price and when can I get that product? What do you say to that?
Yeah, the notion, oh, do you have it? Where do you have it? When can I have it? Yeah, sure. Table stakes. That's the core of e-commerce, is that anyone who is interested in buying something needs to know whether or not you have it and what does it cost me. But again, that is the very core of any e-commerce solution. So in my opinion, it has very little to do with B2B. It is true though that in B2B, the buyers are business buyers. And again, they are here to replenish. So they need to understand not only is it in stock or not, but how many units do you have? Where do you have those units geographically located? In which warehouse? Potentially they need to come and pick up or at will call. They might want to have it shipped not home, but to the job site, or they want to auto replenish, right? They want to work with your site as efficiently as possible. And so, yes, in that context, giving them visibility into pricing inventory is key, but that's certainly not the B2B e-commerce experience. It's a portion of it. So, Jean-Bel, let's talk a little bit more about the truth in B2B, which we totally agree with, and that is buyers are here to get a job done, and we want to help them to get that job done as easily as possible and as quickly as possible.
Well, the easiest way to get that product to your buyer is by not having them come to the website. Just knowing that certain personas, they know the products that they want and when they want it and the quantity they need it, then why don't we take that ordering experience and automate it? And this is where the subscription ordering comes into place.
Love it. Great example. So we build websites to avoid that customers need to come to these websites. And that's true because in B2B, it's all about repurchases. It's about procuring. It's about replenishment. And we take this even further. A use case from the gastronomy and large hotels, for instance, they buy thousands of items every month to replenish all the hotel rooms. And they don't want to go in and search for anything or find any of the products, but they want to incorporate new products that the sellers are launching. So what are we doing here? The sellers actually help curate the assortment that these customers are to buy. That's the concept of order guides, and that's the concept where sales reps proactively create orders on behalf of customers, of buyers. And so at the end, make it super easy for these buyers to just go in and confirm the order, maybe adjust inventory, and then place those orders.
Well, while we're making it easy for them and saving them time, another topic is the vendor managed inventory, where sellers, they send their sales rep to the warehouses or the locations where the buyers sell their products and help them to replenish using that VMI technology. An example, one of our largest Janssen distributor in the country, what they do is they send their sales rep to schools, stadiums, hotels, and they go check those vending machines for products missing and replenish those.
Yeah, that's a cool example also. And then taking this further is actually fitting the whole aisle, right? In, for instance, retail, stores, things like that when you're a wholesaler. That's the concept of planograms. So we have also built solutions where customers can order entire planograms to then fit the aisle. All these use cases kind of show that making it easy for buyers to get the job done quite often means to removing them from the website and the buying experience as much as possible. It's funny. But that's not to say that the classical use case in B2B to come to a website and find the right product for the job is of course still very much so alive and important. And that can happen on for large projects when you have a builder equip an entire new apartment complex with faucets throughout. These are vast orders, and a lot goes into finding the right fixtures for an entire apartment complex. And so how do you make that buying experience easy? Or the small guy who is out there in the field fixing an AC unit wants to find a part that fits exactly that equipment that they are using. And this is where the expertise of the sell side is so indispensable, right? This is where the sellers can help, of course, with their knowledge. So you have a quoting process. You have sometimes maybe a request going into the seller, and they turn around and then provide the right fit. Or you're taking this further on online this experience using configurators and smart engines to enforce rule sets that can enforce whether or not that part fits. And then that's the area where we expect the most innovation taking place here very quickly, and we're already working on solutions in this, is using AI, and agentic AI specifically, to actually allow someone in the field, snap a picture of a part, upload it, and get immediately 5 options displayed, and ideally ready to be ordered. So this is an area where innovation will take place rapidly, because it involves the understanding of the underlying solution and or products.
We know these examples are just scratching the surface of what's possible, but we hope that once you look beyond the shopping cart, you know that the B2B space offers a lot of opportunities to innovate.
Spot on, Charbel. I think you nailed it. That's why B2B commerce will be defined by innovation, differentiation, and custom software development for the years to come.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and visit xngage.com. We'll see you next time. Bye.